Hello, and welcome back to Factorio. I am Dorthek, and this is episode 16 of our Factorio 0.17 tutorial Let's Play walkthrough series. Since the last episode, I have updated Factorio to 0.17.75. This is the current experimental release when I am recording this, and the only real change from the previous one that affects us is that the tooltips have changed. I'm still getting used to them myself, but they have been reformatted and are now providing much more information. So you absolutely don't need to go to this version to follow along, but you may choose to do so. The other change is in the settings. If we go to settings interface, this has been laid out differently. You can copy my version. The important thing is here in alt mode that you still have everything checked. Some of the other stuff is the same. Active quick bars, this is I think newer. Shortcut bar rows, I'm leaving that at default. You may also want to check this one. Set logistic request count to 1 instead of stack size. It doesn't affect us yet, but it will once we get robots. I'm going to do that. Whether you like it or not is really personal preference. So, let's get back to it. Since the last episode, I've made a few more changes. I've added some lights to our science arrays so it'll look better at night. I've fixed a couple of minor errors. There was a incorrectly placed inserter here. There was another error there was an error somewhere in here. One of the power poles was out of place. I've added a few more radars, and I've also added a few more copper and iron drills. This section now is an unholy spaghetti mess, but since it's such a small patch, we're just going to use it up very quickly, and hopefully the next one will be much cleaner. I've also started researching weapon shooting speed 4. I'm not sure whether we'll get that in any reasonable amount of time because our iron is just so dead. And iron is used a lot over here in the production of grenades. You can see how very, very little is trickling in. So we're not going to rely on that. Instead, we're going to go bug hunting. So we have to clear these outposts here, and probably this one here, because we need to capture this iron. That is becoming more and more critical. I'm just waiting for daylight because I do not want to hunt biters in the dark. You can see that our science arrays are now nice and lit up at night, which is quite lovely. The science labs themselves light themselves up, and I feel no need for lights here. In fact, the lighting status tells me how well we're feeding them with our science production, but the arrays, it's nice to be able to see. Alright, now that it's light out, and I've picked up all of the ammo I could from both the old base and the new base, we're gonna go and attack this first biter encampment. Okay, so we've seen two strategies for fighting biters. One is to use turret creep and one is to use the car. Unfortunately, I've been finding the car more and more problematic, especially when there's rocks to run into, so we're going to set up turret creep. This is going to be our base of operations. Someplace for us to run back to. Oh, I left some turrets over here. I should go grab those. The thing about the worms have a longer range than the turrets do, which means it's very hard to walk them in without getting them destroyed. Oh, and we did get our weapon upgrade. Excellent. Let's start something else. Flamethrower. Stronger explosives. That'll help us with grenades. Let's do that right now. I don't think it'll matter again in this fight. But, so we can't just place them and let them shoot each other out because these worms will destroy these guys from out of range. But biters tend to attack the first thing they see. So if we place a couple of turrets, hopefully the worms will lock onto that, and then we can run in and kill them ourselves. So let's place a couple here. Oh. they are still far enough away that I want my base out of, current charge range. There we go. Oh, and I'm standing in spit. And I'm picking up the turrets I had down before, more because the ammo is limited than anything else. Ah, and they're shooting me. And I'm out of ammo. Ah. Oh, those got into where they can attack the worm. And I think we've got this section. Yep, those are now coming from the next area. Alright, so let's pick up our turrets and reassess. Now, it's very important when you're picking up turrets, if you have the time, to fix them first. And that has to do with managing your inventory space. So if you look, you can see that we have a stack of turrets, but then we have a separate stack of damaged turrets. So it is, if we heal them, we don't waste a slot in our inventory. Okay, let's save. And let's work on the next nest. And this is kind of slow and kind of boring, I think. And I think this was probably the last time that I'm going to... This is probably the last time that I'm going to bother to do this on film, but I did get some comments asking to see how I was clearing the nests. So we're going to do that. And it looks like it's getting dark, so we're just going to chill here until lights, because it is really hard to fight them in the dark. Now, turret creep is much easier once we get laser turrets, but that's a while away yet. So let's keep an eye on. Let's take a closer look. We've got 2 worms. That's going to be our biggest problem. And over here, we have at least 1 worm. Now, we did get rid of the most dangerous nest, the one that was the closest to our pollution zone. This one is pretty close to, but we really have to take all 3 of these. We'll see about those. And we definitely need to clear this one, and then we can decide how we want to run the wall. I kind of am thinking maybe here, it'd be nice to grab this oil, run this maybe here to grab this uranium, in which case we're definitely going to need to clear this nest. So, just sitting here, chilling behind our turrets, waiting for dawn. While we're waiting, a little bit of housekeeping. I missed the last episode on this past Monday. I apologize for that, life interfered. This episode will probably come out late as well. However, after this we have 2 major things to do. The first is to build the new defensive wall. I will probably do that off camera, since it's really not very exciting and you already saw it done once on the west side. Number 2, we need to start dealing with trains. So I am going to interrupt this playthrough and do a mini-series on trains. I'm hoping to release them on more or less the same schedule, we will have to see. However, I'm also going to set up a Twitter account for this channel, and I will post announcements there. I will put the Twitter information in the comments and video descriptions once it is active. So if you want to subscribe to that to get updates, please do so. The schedule may be slightly interrupted over the next couple of weeks because the train tutorial is going to take some setup. We will have to see how it goes. Alright, back to the biters. Nope, and here they come. Let's just draw off the what I'm doing right now is I kind of drew off all of the biters that were already created, because the spawners, of course, continually create more biters. And what I really want to do is... There. I was able to sneak in and shoot the worm myself. Oh, and it's in range of those worms. Oh, there's 2 worms. Ah, let's see if I can kill them. There we go. Okay. Let's fix this turret up. We can pull up these 2 and just walk them in now. Now we're getting help from their buddies in the next nest. Just let them finish everything off. Okay, let's pick up our turrets back here. Didn't I have turrets back here, or did I take them all down already? Ah, hit the wrong button. Yes, there's these. Ah, could not find them among the dead biters. Alright, these are engaging the enemy, so let's see what we can see. Can we see the nest? Oh wow, 4 worms. That's gonna be interesting. Let's save again. I think that's gonna be our base of fire here. And you can see how quickly the worms are taking out our turrets. Ah, run away from the biter. Okay, now that we've got the worms, the rest is fairly easy. Okay, we have cleared this area. Now if I can just avoid running in the acid, we'll be all good. Alright, so the trick is pretty much doing this slowly and methodically. And saving a lot. Now, some people are big on, well, if you die, you've got to deal with it. I'll be honest, I tend to save scum. I was fully prepared to save scum if things didn't work out here, but they did. So next, let's go take a look at this over here, because we need to do some exploring in that direction in any event. I'm just driving in a big... Oop, there's another nest there. I just want to get a little bit of exploration done here so that we can kind of see what we're dealing with. And there's a copper patch there. That's nice. But I think we already have a closer copper patch. This is the oil. Trees everywhere. Let's go down this way. Just to get a good look. Alright, that nest is not going to bother us right now. Okay. So, let's take a look at the map. So these 2, this one definitely we've got to take, and that one, yeah. You can see as we go further out, they get bigger and scarier. Now, we do have a big copper patch here, so it's less critical that we capture that one. So I'm thinking wall this way, and then wall across that way. And I like to capture as much territory in one go as I can, because once we've built the wall, moving the wall is just annoying. You know, we'll have to do it, but it's kind of annoying. So if I can find... I'm stuck in forest. So if I can find kind of natural barriers like the water and stuff, it's nice to be able to just build the wall once and not have to rebuild it for a while. Alright, we're gonna go back up to this nest here. Then we're going to wait for dawn and take it out. And, alright, that's our retreat 2 point. And now that it's lightening up, let's go in. Let's draw them in and have the ready ones killed off by the turrets. Okay, that's the ready ones, and time to start marching in. That's worm 1. Let's fix this guy back up. And there's worm 2. Alright, we are good. And we can just finish them off. There we go. Nope, stronger explosives finished. Might as well grab flamethrower. I don't use the flamethrower much. Maybe I should, but I just tend not to. Flamethrower turrets, on the other hand, are amazingly good. Did we have more turrets? Yes, we have our base of fire back there. Let's take out one more nest over here. Let's put down a couple of defensive turrets. Alright, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 worms. Yikes. Alright, let's draw them in. This is the ones that are already out there. And it's time to start marching in. Now the trick with this worms, much like the spitters, is you have to run around. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. It's being killed by this worm here. Let's go take it out. There we go. The spitters only and worms always shoot in a straight line. So if you can kind of zigzag, dodge, you know, kind of run football defense patterns, then you can avoid them. And the last worm. Okay, we've got the worm, and I think we just managed to avoid having this turret killed. Great. I honestly care more about losing the ammo in it than the turret itself. Alright. We have cleared this area. Yay. Save. Always safe. Anytime you clear a nest, make sure to save. Alright. Since we still have a little bit of time in this episode, we're actually doing much better on this than I was expecting. Landmines are a defensive thing. You can use them as part of your fixed defenses like walls. The problem is once they're triggered, you have to replace them, and you know, once you have robots, maybe have them do that is okay. I generally just don't bother. I find them to be just not worthwhile. Now, I don't play on like Death World games, so maybe in those it's more important, but generally speaking, I find that I can do fine with just walls with various weapons behind them. Alright. I think we gotta clear these, so I think we are going to do that now since we have some time, because I would like this uranium patch. Look at the healthy glow of uranium. No, it is perfectly harmless. You can walk on it, it does not hurt you. Apparently we're immune to radiation, which is good, I guess. Alright, let's see. 3, 4 worms back here. but they're all kind of clustered in the back. And then even more worms over there. Yikes, this is going to be tough. Alright, save one more time, in case we die and so we don't have to run all the way back in. Turrets. Oh, here they come. I think I put these a little too close since they are aggroing right away. Alright, I need you guys to draw the fire. Okay, I think that's all the worms, which means after I fix these guys up, we can creep in further. And it's dark, which, you know, as I've mentioned before, I really dislike doing this in the dark, but it is what it is. Ah! And that was a lot of ammo in there. What? I put way more ammo in there than I expected, because apparently I stuck it all in here. No, we're drawing from the other base. That's what the problem is. Alright, let's pick up these turrets here, because we're gonna need all that ammo. Run away! The problem, of course, with trying to dodge the spit blasts is that when you're firing, you're slowed down. Oh, that was bad. And we're running low on ammo. I think one of those turrets that got destroyed had a lot of ammo in it. Oh, and I died. So here's why I save scum. Because you can click respawn, and that's not a problem. I'll respawn in 8 seconds. Meanwhile, these guys will destroy all my turrets. And let's mark where I was, because I'm dead. Oh, and I don't even get to mark it. So I died somewhere over here. Somewhere there. So we're gonna mark this on the map. And now I'm respawned, but I've got no gear, no armor, just my pistol. And I've got to run back into this to try to get the stuff off my body. Honestly, in a real game, if I cared, I probably would. This is a tutorial. We're just going to reload. But let's see if the autosave is going to save us. Okay, that's several of the worms. Let's come back here and get some healing in, because we're quite low on health. And we still have 2 worms back here. I hope we don't pull this, because we don't really need to clear that one. Anything else up here that I can steal ammo from? Do I have any more turrets up? Yes, I do. Where are they? Nope, map says just that there's two there, but I see this ruins of one. Ah, there's one. Nope, and this one's out of ammo. Where's this turret? It's hiding. There it is. Alright, I've got the last worms. Okay, that's all of them. And we just finished landmines, refined flammables, which improves our flamethrowers that we don't have. Okay, we have cleared this nest. My goodness, that was a tough one. So yeah, we save scummed. If you look down upon that, fair enough. It's a tutorial, I'm going to do that. If you want to see real combat with the biters, so there's plenty of Death World and Marathon type runs on YouTube that probably don't save scum. Meanwhile, we're going to go back to base. So, in this episode, we really just fought a bunch of biters. That's important, you've got to know how to do it. You can see that creeping in slowly with turrets works. You can see that the big threat is the worms. You have to... The technique that works for me is to set up turrets almost as... well, the turrets serve two purposes. They're a screen against the mobile biters, to make sure that the mobile biters don't overwhelm me personally. And while the screen is keeping the mobile biters off me, I can run in and kill the worms with my gun. Now that works at this stage of the game, when the biters are not super tough. If we hit ~/evolution, we can see that their evolution is at 39%. So it was 30 not that long ago. Before that it was 18. They're definitely getting tougher, which means that we're going to get more dangerous biters, bigger biters, but we're also going to get more tech, better tech. So normally at this stage, our next thing to grab would be oil and get to work on oil. The problem is we have this tiny little iron ore patch that's down to 163,000. We've got to get more iron. More iron is over here. There's a beautiful patch with 23 million iron, but it's far away, which means we need trains. So we're going to get into trains a little bit earlier than I usually do. Usually I do oil before trains, or I do them together. I use, in most of the time, my first trains are used to bring in oil. In this case, our first trains will be used to bring in iron ore. So, between this episode and the next one, I'm going to build this wall, and I am going to do the train tutorial, and then we will come back to this map and continue right where we left off. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. If you'd like notifications of what's coming next, then please subscribe. And I will see you in the next episodes. So in the meanwhile, why don't you go ahead and try one of these yourself? And as always, don't forget to save.